Welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Am I the Butthole Reddit video. Am I the butthole for telling my fiancé to find a babysitter for his kids, or he can stay home with them? I'm a 28-year-old female and my fiancé is a 29-year-old male. My fiancé has full custody of his 2 daughters and 1 son from his previous relationship. His oldest is 10. I have been with him for 5 years. When the world crashed and burned, the kids were put into remote learning. Because I was the one with a smaller income, I ended up having to stay home with the kids while my fiancé continued working. This year, the school decided to stay remote, so I am still home. I worked remotely for a little while, but soon was terminated due to the noise the kids made and not having a space away from the chaos. We have not had a break in over 2 years. No one offers to help with the kids. We never have date nights, nothing. The kids are always here. Their mother is a deadbeat. She took them for 4 hours the other day, despite having agreed to have them for 3 nights. The kids now hate her. We do too. Anyways, we got invited out tonight and I'm itching to get out of this house. Our buddy is having a small get-together at his place, 5 people including us. We found out a week ago. Since we were invited, I have asked my fiancé to find a sitter multiple times. I have searched as well. I have asked my mom and my gram, both of which cannot. So I told him to ask his mother. My fiancé has given every single excuse not to. I need to get out of this house. After all, I'm the one who is constantly home with the kids, and I need a break. I need adult time, period. So I told him either he finds a sitter or he can stay home with the kids while I go out. In which case, he says that I am taking things too far and that I'm acting like it's the end of the world. Am I the butthole? Am I the butthole for only paying for myself when my fiancé and future in-laws invited me to a New Year's Eve dinner at an upscale restaurant? I'm a 32-year-old female and I just got engaged to my fiancé Sam, a 37-year-old male. We do not live together because we're waiting till marriage, given he and his family are highly conservative Christians, but they're really nice and lovable people. I had planned to spend New Year's Eve with Sam, but he said he was going out for New Year's Eve dinner celebration with his parents. He then called me again, inviting me to join them, and I happily did. His parents were there. They welcomed me and ordered many dishes and desserts and drinks. We celebrated and had a great time, that is, until it was time to pay. I pulled my wallet out of my bag, letting them know that we'll split the check between us. Sam mumbled, "No, you don't have to. We invited you," but I insisted. He and his parents then stared at me. I asked what was wrong, and both my mother-in-law and father-in-law said they didn't have money on them. I was shocked. I turned to Sam and he said he too forgot his wallet at home and didn't bring enough money to cover even 1 round of drinks. His dad then laughed nervously. "All right, so I guess we should let the doctor pay." I was taken aback. I said, "I'm sorry, but no, this is just so much money to spend on one dinner by myself, and I didn't think I was expected to pay the entire bill." Sam said I should pay and he'd pay me back later, but I said no, since I know he will have to get a job to pay that much money. I said I'm sorry, but this isn't the first time I've been put in this situation by him and his family where I'm expected to rescue them after they somehow forgot their wallets and then expect others to pay hundreds for their extravagant dinner. I told them I'll only pay for what I had and that's it. He and his parents were shocked. They started arguing about how I have the potential to pay right there and then, but I was acting as if they were strangers, not family. But that doesn't mean I'm obligated to pay. How could someone go out to a fancy restaurant, order so many dishes, desserts, and drinks without bringing money? Sam begged that I just do it and call it a night, but I refused. The argument got heated, then I got up and walked out. Sam called later at 2 a.m., basically yelling that I ruined the New Year's Eve celebration and made his parents suffer because I refused to pay the entire bill, and instead acted selfishly and paid only for myself after they were gracious enough to invite me. I told him how unfair it was for me to pay. Even if I have a good salary, it doesn't mean I want to spend it all on a fancy dinner. He didn't reply. He just said he'll pray that my parents will let this go and not resent me after I basically damaged the relationship with them. I felt awful thinking I should have covered the bill instead of leaving. Am I the butthole? Am I the butthole for asking my son and daughter-in-law for a copy of the key to the new house they bought? 2 weeks ago, my son, Ethan, who's 27, and his wife, Jess, who's 30, bought a small one-story house in the town we live in. After settling down, they invited us for a small party for the occasion. We sat for dinner and talked about the house a bit. Me, my husband, and Jess continued conversing after Ethan excused himself to take an important call. Jess showed me the original key to the house, and I asked if she made copies yet, and she said no. I said she should and also give one copy to me as well. She looked at me funny and asked why she should. I explained that it is necessary so that it could be used in emergencies. She rudely said, "I don't know what kind of an emergency that would require you to have a key to our house. It sure won't be a fire incident." She obviously didn't seem to have any idea that a fire incident wasn't what I meant, and I got offended by her sarcasm. I pointed out that it's not just her decision because this is my son's house as well. She smiled at me, trying to be polite, and stated that only the ones who contributed towards the house get a copy, and that I really don't need one anyway. Also, she assured me that my son will have the same answer for me, basically saying, "Don't bother bringing this up with Ethan, he'll tell you the same thing." But I did, and she spoke on his behalf the entire argument, repeating what she said over and over. Things escalated to her calling me pushy and me telling her she was being unnecessarily rude and disrespectful. My husband and I left in a rush, and I felt horrible. My husband went on and on about how paranoid and controlling I was to basically be demanding a copy of the key to the new house. Again, I stated that I was just trying to be helpful and taking extra precautions since anything could happen. My husband insisted I overstepped and ruined Ethan's and Jess's joy for their new house as well as dinner. I genuinely do not think what I said was out of line, and I'm not sure why Jess reacted so intensely. I think my request was innocent. Am I the butthole for telling my daughter to get over herself? I was blessed with 3 beautiful children. Unfortunately, my eldest, Brooke, passed away when she was 5 years old. It rocked my world, and I know I haven't been the same since. I went through therapy and still attend to this day, but a part of me died too. I will never let my daughter be forgotten. I bring pictures of her to events such as holiday celebrations and birthdays. I talk about her all the time. Every year on my living children's birthdays, I think of her and how her once younger siblings are now older than her. My daughter, Marnie, is getting married next month. I asked her if she was having a memorial table, and she said no. I asked her about creating a seat for her sister who passed, as she should be a part of the day. Marnie told me no. For once, she wants a day about her. She says she couldn't have one event that wasn't about Brooke. Even her graduation, I had put a picture of her on the seat. She said I needed to stop making my grief front stage. I told her she was being incredibly selfish, and until she goes through a loss like this, she'll never understand. Marnie asked me if her kids would have to live under the shadow of Brooke too. I told her she should be ashamed and to get over herself. My son says I'm being terrible and I need to reevaluate my life. Am I the butthole? This is John from Slash Bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to be the first to know when the next one drops, subscribe. I would love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.